So this is Solo Flawless Legendary Campaign Mission 3, Exegesis, which I decided to add additional commentary because there's a lot of stuff going on with this mission. For a damn campaign mission, there's quite a lot of stuff going on, and I can see people getting confused in this one. Especially now that the servers are more stable, more people will be able to play today. You know, some people was led to believe didn't get past mission 1 or something. Obviously, I wasn't online yesterday, but I am today, and I've only been error coded twice. So this mission is light and dark. This is Prophecy, the Dungeon 2.0. That's why I really enjoy this mission. This is one of the best campaign missions I've ever played. And that's including Witch Queen missions. Like, it's within as high quality as those. This one in particular. Like I say, I'm not going to comment about the rest of the missions because I don't know about the rest of the missions because I don't want to be spoiled for it yet. But so far, this is my favourite mission. Alright, so you're going to get these new enemy types. They're really quick, by the way. I'm using a rocket sidearm, which you get via the story, I think. That's how I got it. And it's the Strand rocket sidearm. I highly recommend you use rocket sidearms for anything Solo Flawless nowadays. They are probably the best special weapon type to use for versatility. Shoot these 3 orbs, these 3 balls, whatever it is, to destroy the stuff. Scan environment. Boom, that's the first bit done. This is teaching you mechanics. So as I said, there's the light and dark mechanic, right, where you've got to dunk light modes and dark modes. But it's a twist because it's dungeon mechanics and raid mechanics. It's beautifully done. And it's not always obvious where you need to go right away. So I like this mission. First time you come in here, you will get lost a little bit. I did get lost a little bit. But that's why I'm showing this video. Because as I say, I don't think, especially people American time zone, which, let's be fair, most Destiny 2 players are American. You lot would have went to bed because of the servers, and you'll get back up this morning for you, and then you'll want to, you know, proceed with the campaign, and the game seems stable enough. Although it might go bad again once American people come back on. But European time, mornings being great. So, we've got the Aegis Shield. That generates us the light motes. Right? So we generate light motes via a kill with the Aegis Shield. And we generate dark motes with a weapon. Or any other kill. Any other way of killing a Hive Knight will give you dark motes. That's how you get your dark and light. Yeah? So it's a play on what Prophecy was. But that had shadows in it. This doesn't have that mechanic. It's involving the... Look, so we kill a knight. Doesn't have to be with like a strand weapon per se. Any weapon, I suppose ability as well, would generate dark motes. The only, as I say, thing that you need to know is to get light motes, you need the Aegis. Any other way you kill the Hive Knight that is, will give you the dark. So this room here, you need to... What we're doing actually is unlocking the crystal. So if you saw at the very start of the video, the next mechanic is putting crystals to open a door. The crystal is guarded at the if you saw the shield there, the yellow shield. So we need to sort of get rid of that. I've already dunked dark motes here, so I'm just trying to get rid of it to spawn in the knights. But I believe it's just spawning now anyways, that's fine. So you dunk the dark like we just did. Right, now we'll pick up shield. Then we'll get our light motes. And then we will dunk light. So these are the circles. You need to look out for the circles, the portals. The shield's faded away, left hand side. But we've got to kill this Transcendent guy. So killing the Transcendent guy will allow you to get the crystal. I'm going to use a Nova here. Always use Prismatic. You need to do Prismatic in this, because if you don't have Prismatic, I don't know how you're going to do it. You can't take down the guy's shield. You can't do damage to these Prismatic style enemies, the one you just saw there, without having Transcendence or whatever it's called, right? So you need to pop that, and your weapon or abilities will take down the shield. So look, there's the crystal. Pop crystal, open door. Boom, done. We're using Red Death. The reason why I'm using Red Death is because I still want to use a pulse rifle. I was using Outbreak before, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to pick out... I fell for the trap. I'll pick up Red Death so I can start working towards the catalyst. Boom, I got baited. The catalyst, to get catalyst for Red Death, as far as I'm aware, you need to be rank 145 on the season pass. Who the hell decided to do that? The catalyst should be available via the gunsmith. Why have they put it on the season pass at 145? But don't worry, because Red Death's really good even without the catalyst. It was really good for me surviving in this mission. I mean, I have got a lot of things going on health-wise. I've got Stag, Rifts, I've got Devour, yeah, Devour chain killing. You know, I've got Stasis turrets. I've got a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, we'll take down the transference enemy or prismatic enemy, or whatever you want to call them. If you don't have the transference, you can fill your light and dark meter by shooting them. They'll be immune damage, but you'll fill up your meters quick. Did you notice? So now this room. This room's quite complicated. So dark modes first. Go for dark modes first. This will then open. It'll open a path to get the crystal. You put the crystal in. This will then spawn in the Aegis shield. Damn, I love this mission so far. I really like it. So this does this. You know, very mechanic heavy, but good. In a really good way. Not overwhelming. Not to the point where it slows combat down to a halt, because that's the thing about mechanics is it's all good and well and good having a lot of mechanics in an activity, but what you can happen is if there's too many mechanics, it becomes too mechanic heavy and not enough combat experience. It's finding and fine-tuning the balance between combat experience and mechanics, and this mission has done it absolute perfect. One of the best missions I've ever played in Destiny franchise ever, in D1 or D2. A very good mission, maybe because it's got prophecy mechanics and you know I like them, which is technically Gambit, but I don't think of it like that, because the Gambit mechanic itself isn't the problem, it's the PvP element to Gambit. It was never the mechanic of bank and moats. That was never a problem. To me it was the PvP element of it. I think most people would agree with that. So look, on the left hand side, 4 fonts. So we're going to dunk a dark. You need to do this in order, I think, because I tried to dunk this one there, that one, early on my previous clear, on my previous run, and it wouldn't activate. So I think it might be in order, but I don't know for certain. But I did fail on my other run with the fonts, where it like wouldn't let me dunk this one on the second font. It made me dunk it on the third font. So I don't know what's going on exactly with that, but you sort of have to do this in an order, I think. So now we need to dunk a dark. So pop down the shield, get dark motes. It takes 3. You need 3 motes, not 5, like not like prophecy, just 3. And you will auto unequip Aegis, the shield, when you get your motes maxed. The shield will not despawn unless you leave the area and stuff. It will, but when you're in combat, if you pop down the shield, don't worry about losing it. Which is, I mean, that would make it hard work if it did disappear and you have to go and get another shield. It doesn't. That's good. Right. So we're going to scan Ghost. This is Ikora's ship. Really good. You'll get a bit of dialogue here. I should have sped this footage up, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, I highly recommend Red Death in this because you're in some small rooms. It's the first mission, I think, so far as I can see, really, where survivability mattered a little bit on my survivometer, if you want to call it that, right? So if I was to rate this mission on how hard is it to survive? Well, I've got a decent... I mean, I don't know anything about Prismatic yet. None of us do. None of us have mastered Prismatic. It's going to take a few weeks. But I had a decent little thing going on here with Stag. See, I was thinking, what's a good neutral-based exotic for Warlock? Stag. And that's what I'm going with for now until I start to get my mind to grips with Prismatic and stuff. So we're going to wait for these ads, and we're going to pop a rift. What I didn't sort of realise is the shield would drop when I pop rift. I sort of forgot about that. Oh no, we took down the shield. We're alright. So took down shield, which you need. So for this boss, to take down boss's shield, you need to use the super ability of Aegis, like in Bolt of Glass. We'll get a turret down, and then we'll Nova. This was quite risky, but the stasis turret and the healing rift behind that rock saved us, and then we're good. So we use that with a Nova. Get rid of the ogre. Get rid of the ogre. This fight isn't in one area, which I really like, that you follow the ogre around. It's good. It's good. But I recommend. I mean, on a Warlock, you start with what? The stasis, Winter's Wrath super, and Nova. Winter's Wrath, I haven't tried it. I suppose it's been buffed, hasn't it? So let me know if you've used Winter's Wrath on a Warlock and how good is it been for you. I still think the play is Nova out of those two, but you're eventually going to unlock enough supers that you'll be good. I'm on about on the Prismatic, because you unlock fragments, abilities via the missions. You get these little golden chests every now and then. I don't know if it's RNG, whether you get them in a certain order. I'd be interested to know if that is. Let me know in what order you got stuff. But yeah, I've gotten some of the stuff, but I haven't unlocked any new supers yet. I just got what you start with base. You did get, I think you got a chance to unlock something at the very beginning, didn't you? I just picked, I think so at least. I'm not 100% on it because, as I say, I've just been focusing on getting these missions cleared. I think that's what happens. You start with Nova and the stasis as your base Prismatic supers. So this room is the same as what we've just did, but you're in a tight condensed area. So be careful of stasis frozen neds, and be careful of the strand enemies that does the solar. They melt quickly on you, especially if there's a few of them. Try and get you, like if you're doing a Warlock run, try and get your freezes. I highly recommend your stasis turrets still. I know there's going to be plenty of prismatic builds out there, etc. But for survivability, I went with stasis turret, and it's done me well so far. So ogre spawns in, go for relic, pick a piece of cover. Up here is really good, by the way, and just wait. Wait for super, wait for health regen, peek, super, then do some damage with your guns. Don't super on this phase. I recommend that you save super because of how much damage Nova does to these to this boss. Kill him on the final phase. You'll wipe him, all enemies despawn. Whereas if you use super right now, you're not going to get it back for phase 3. You see what I'm saying? So I'm setting myself up for success by DPSing with weapons on this phase, which is no problem with the sidearm or with a linear. I've been using a Storm Chaser throughout this campaign entirely, and it's felt really nice to use because they've adjusted the recoil on these aggressive linears, haven't they? Feels nice. They put out decent damage. They're doing good. Another reason why I've got Storm Chaser on is for Tormentors. You need good crit weapons on, so don't run rockets unless maybe you were using Dragon's Breath. But I still sort of recommend, like, honestly, everyone has access to Red's Death as long as you've got Season Pass, and I think it's just a good option. Look, you know, I've got Devour and Cure. So, you know, it's not necessary for you to run Red Death. I just think it's applicable to do it, though. You may as well try it out, you know, and it's good survivability. Get to grips with Red Death, because Red Death's going to become a very, very good weapon in the game. It's going to be the best heal clip style weapon. It's not heal clip, obviously. You don't need to reload to get the regen. That's the difference with it. So that's strong. It makes it stronger than a heal clip weapon for that reason alone. So yeah, I highly recommend Red Death in this. It's performing really well with the pulse rifle buff. Outbreak performing well. I imagine Revision 0 will. Graviton Lance, depending on what class you're playing. I haven't tried Legendary Pulse Rifles out yet. I will get round to it once I maybe decide to put on like Dragon's Breath or maybe something else, or like Riverhorde, or maybe something else. I'll try out a Legendary Pulse, see what they're like. So again, you're going for your Dark and Light. We're repeating the mechanics to take down shield. well, to spawn the boss back in. So we had to go in for another dark and light dunk at the top there. We'll do the same thing. Take down the shield. We're behind cover. Then Nova. Nova's putting out really good damage, actually. That's good. And then that's that little mini fight done. Really nice. I enjoyed that. That was good with the little mechanics and the shield. My only complaint is the boss wasn't tanky enough. That was my complaint, a little bit. But in terms of like adds density, combat experience, it's decent. This, and you've got to watch the strand enemies. I'm learning them. Okay, now you're going to probably ask me and ask me all the questions. Listen, nobody, I repeat this, nobody will be an expert on the dread enemies. Not today. However, keen people will be wanting to learn as much as possible about the dread enemies. Today, or for the next 3 days. Okay, so the only way you can do that is really by fighting them. That is the best way to learn them. But also, see if you can pick up information off other people, what people have said on Reddit. But you're not going to get much information on Reddit. Well, you are, but it depends on how you learn. I learn via video content. So if I see someone else fighting the dread and they're doing it in such a certain way, I'll learn off that more than any text that you can write on Reddit. And it won't be as salty either, will it? So that's just how I learn. If you learn via text, if you learn via posts, go on Reddit, see what people have said. To be honest though, Reddit's filled with loads of people asking questions rather than teaching. That's how it will just be the first few days on Reddit. A lot of it will be just, I've got a new character and I'm stuck and I'm soft locked and I need it by Lightfall. It's all that sort of comments rather than you know, maybe some players like looking to fight against Dread and what tips have you got against the Dread? What tips have you got against Tormentors? You're not going to find that on Reddit. You're not going to find that. You'll find that by looking up your good players or somebody who's doing the you know, fighting against them and explaining it, sort of like how I am a little bit. But again, I have to learn them as well because I've only played a few hours of Final Shape. I've only played 3.5 hours of Final Shape. I haven't played that much of it, and a lot of it's been in the tower looking at stuff, etc, etc, looking at all the items in the game. So notice that strand ability when they pull you up, that was actually quite close. This is actually just about the final bit. I don't need to do much else. So yeah, it's interesting. Like, this is the first enemy race we've had, new enemy race since Scorn. A lot of people say Scorn weren't a new enemy race. They were a new enemy race. I know that they say, oh, well, they're sort of similar like Fallen. Not really. They've got totally different abilities. So that's actually wrong. The last new enemy race we got was Scorn, but we did get Tormentors, but Tormentors are sort of like the Dread, aren't they? They're sort of in the same capacity. So he's a Tormentor here, right? So this is why we've got Storm Chaser on, stuff like that. Is that we can get our good crit damage. What I will say is I'm a big fan of how we've fought Tormentors so far in this campaign. They haven't put us in small rooms with Tormentors so far. Hey, I might eat my words. Mission 5, 6 might be a Tormentor in a small room, like an ultra small room. I don't like it. They've done that with Lightfall. There was one mission in particular. There was 2 Tormentors to fight in one small room. It was a terrible room. So far we're fighting them in big open areas. I like it. It's good. You can control them and stuff like that. You know, it's really good. But you're going to go to Ikora and that's the mission done. So I'll cut it short here. But that was the solo flawless for this mission. I hope you enjoy. Thank you.